What is up? What is going down? What's catching it kicking cool, you all? Dad, can you please leave the room? Sure thing, my guy. Wow, it is lit in here. What is up, everyone? I'm Charles Medley, and welcome back to the Eric and Thomas saga. A story time about a toxic friendship between two friends, well, named Eric and Thomas. Eric, who is a spoiled rotten brat who foolishly blows every single paycheck on the things that he wants. And Thomas, who is actually very wise with his money. He is what you would call a penny pincher or a money saver, who works for the things that he has, saves for the things that he wants, and then spends money on the things that he needs. Today we are going to talk about how Eric would walk on Thomas for being a penny pincher. So let's get straight into it. One day, Eric and Thomas were sitting down working on some ideas for a project. And out of nowhere, Eric was just kind of feeling a bit of a need to make little jabs at Thomas for the way he saves money. He says, well, I don't know how to say this, but you're kind of a Jew with your money. Like, you never reward yourself. You never buy yourself nice things. What are you talking about? This MacBook Air in my hand costed me over $1,000. But let's rewind. Let's rewind and go back to the fun green stuff that Eric was using. Remember when Eric said, oh yeah, I acknowledge that the stuff is not good, that it's not good for me, and, I acknowledge, at 1 a.m. 2011. Do you remember that? Yes. Well, guess what? Remember when he said he would never go back on his word? He went back on it. Thomas did have a few things to say about it, and he was just being honest with Eric, like, look, man, you're kind of weird when you're on that stuff. I don't like it. You're not fun. But, Thomas left it alone after that, and Eric just kind of let all that information just grow and boil and burn, and it got to a point where Eric was actually canceling plans with Thomas. They would make plans to hang out, and then Eric, would just completely blow Thomas off. So Thomas was like, yeah, I think I'm starting to understand what's going on here. Well, one day, Thomas made a post on Facebook just kind of talking about the world we're living in, and one of Eric's female friends commented trying to basically say, I don't agree with this, and yada yada. You were very judgmental when I first met you, and Thomas made it very clear, you literally just met me, and when you met me, I barely said anything at all. So how in the world can you make such a judgment like that? He goes on to say that, this is a perfect example of denial of truth. Thomas was just calling her out, calling out the whole situation. And here comes Eric. Thomas, you are completely self-righteous. It drives everyone bonkers. And he puts like this rage face on there, right? To express how angry he is with Thomas. And so Thomas called Eric out for the coward that he is. When somebody is already attacking me, that's when you come out. You are the dog that barks behind a fence. Thomas then had texted him and said, do not text me for a while until you can pull your head out of your butt. Called him a sellout, because that's exactly what Eric was. He was a sellout. He sold out his best friend, the only friend that was there for him. And so Eric being Eric, and Eric saying what Eric says, he tells Thomas, get a life, Bible thumper. Really? Is that what we say? Is that what we say when we're being called out on our crap? That's like a last ditch effort to get under someone's skin, and it like didn't work. It was like, dude, what? That's like calling someone a dookie head or something like that. Like, come on, man. Just take your lickings and keep on ticking. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, just grow up. A year had passed. Somewhere around there. Somewhere around a year had passed, and Eric calls Thomas up. Thomas recognizes the number, and he's like, I'm going to hit ignore. Probably got the wrong number. So that number calls again. Thomas answers. Hello? Hey, I've been doing some thinking, and If you want to be on talking terms, I'm cool with that. Believe it or not, I know that what's being described about Eric is like, sounds like he's all bad, but there's a reason why they were friends, is because there was a lot of good in this man. A lot. And there were things that he never wanted to control. There were things about him that he never wanted to get a hold of and acknowledge and address. Thomas was missing all the fun times between him and Eric. And so, he's like, "Hey man, I'm cool with it. Let's talk again. Let's crack jokes and whatnot." All right, friends again. Great. Come to find out, the reason why Eric hit up Thomas is because Eric ran out of friends. The girl that Eric was defending on social media and Todd got tired of Eric's bullcrap and they left him too. Looks like Eric was a bit of a bridge burner, kept burning bridges. I'll give you a very quick summary about the way Eric is with friends. If Eric is not saying it to your face like he would with Thomas, he'll say it behind your back. Eric meets these people, and it's like he completely forgets the fact that they are human and that they are flawed. When you meet somebody, it doesn't matter how nice they are. It doesn't matter how awesome they are. They are flawed. We all have flaws. I have flaws. You have flaws. Thomas has flaws, and obviously it's no mystery that Eric has flaws. We are flawed. We are human. We are flawed. And when Eric starts to see these flaws in these people, he starts talking very bad about them and saying terrible things, trying to demonize them. And this is the kind of person Eric was, and this is the way he was with friends. He gets so excited when he meets a new friend. "Oh, he's so cool, he's so cool. Oh man, I'd like to be roommates with this guy." And then once he starts seeing these flaws, that person becomes the devil. Let's go back on track here. Now they're friends again. And let's fast forward to where Eric was calling Thomas a Jew because of the way Thomas saves his money. Thomas did point out the things that he did buy for himself, but he saved for it. And Eric kind of was a little dumbfounded. He was just like, yeah, maybe I spoke too soon. I should have thought about that before saying that." He probably embarrassed himself just a little bit, I mean, Eric was looking to attack and destroy and ended up basically smacking his head into a brick wall. I don't know how that made any sense, but it sounded funny and it sounded good, so go with it! So let's fast forward to a time where Eric and Thomas went bar hopping. It was only 2 bars, but they still went bar hopping. Well, the second bar, Eric got super, super plastered and just started puking all over the place. Meanwhile, Thomas is trying to enjoy the band that was playing. It was just a cover band, but they're playing some pretty good songs. They did a really good job at it too, and it was some of Thomas's favorite songs. Well, Eric is puking all over the place and got them both kicked out. Now that's got to be embarrassing, especially you getting kicked out because your friend was puking all over the place. It's like, hold on, man, what did I have anything to do with this? So Thomas drove Eric home and stayed with him for the rest of the night to make sure that he was going to make it, because he was pretty messed up, and both of his parents very concerned too. So Thomas stayed up and just kind of kept an eye on him. That same night, Eric's mom started slapping his dad, like just really brawling the hell out of him. And Thomas just kind of looks around the corner and like, should I call the police or something? Like, what should I do in this situation? Well, Thomas informed Eric that the next day that's what happened. And Thomas was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should call the police or, I had no idea what was going on. Eric just started going crazy, screaming and yelling, "Why do you think that the cops can fix anything? They're effing pieces of crap!" Only he was saying effing pieces of SH dash dash. Well, he's just going nuts, screaming and hollering, saying terrible things, and saying terrible things about Thomas's family, saying, "I know you got family that are police, but I don't give a bleep," and it was nuts. Is this how you treat a friend who sat there and kept an eye on you to make sure that you were gonna make it, that you were gonna still be alive the next morning? Is that how you treat someone? I mean, this is how Eric was. He was such an ungrateful person. And so Eric starts trying to put on the sarcastic face, like, basically trying to egg Thomas on, and be like, no, no, I don't know what you're talking about. That kind of stuff. And so Thomas says, all right, so let me ask you something. You had a problem with me having a problem with you smoking the green stuff, right? Because I never tried it, therefore I can't judge it, right? And Eric's like, yeah, but and Thomas says, but here you are judging all the police. Doesn't that sound kind of hypocritical? Bam! Eric's head exploded. He's like, who the bleep do you think you are? Jesus, you think you could just come out here and judge the world and F this and F that and you think you're so perfect, you self-righteous, blah, blah, blah. And Thomas was like, and that is what I'm talking about. There's my point right there. You proved it. And what Thomas was talking about was Eric knew what Thomas was talking about. Eric knew that he was wrong about the police. He knew that he was wrong, to just sit there and say every single cop is bad. Like, dude, not every single cop is bad. I'm not trying to sit here and I personally am not trying to sit here and preach to you about all that. I know I have family who are police. I support the police. Anyways, so back to Eric and Thomas. Thomas walks out the door and he says, sorry I called you out. That was it for the next, 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks later, Eric comes crawling back. Hey, bro, want to hang out? And as you're watching this, you're probably noticing that Eric never actually apologizes. It's always like half-assed apology. It's never, I'm sorry for what I did. No, it's like, I've been doing some thinking, and if you're cool, I'm cool. And or, hey, want to hang out today? And just try to blow off everything like it never happened. All right. Sure, why not? Back at it again, hanging out, right? Let's fast forward to the second time Eric had another unstable outburst. This time, it was just a very friendly, fun-loving conversation. Nothing bad. Nothing. It was perfectly fine. They were talking about music and their goals. Thomas can sing. Thomas has a pretty good singing voice. It's good enough not to get laughed at. I'll put it that way. His singing voice was good enough to not get him laughed at. He knew that if he had just a little more coaching, he would be at a professional level. So he says, hey, Eric, could you perhaps get in contact with your music teacher from high school? Because I'd like to hire him for singing lessons. Eric's face dropped. All that happy smiling and laughing and cracking jokes and saying good things about each other. You got potential, man. Oh, you're going to make it. I just know you are, Gone. Like 0 to 100 in a second. His face turned red and his eyes were bloodshot. And he says, no. All right. Why not? Because you're a Jew. And I'm not going to waste any of his time. That was it for Thomas. Thomas had to call him out a little bit. And Thomas is like, look, dude, I'm living on my own. This is something that you don't know anything about. You're still living with your parents. My guitar, my laptop, my video games, all that stuff, I bought that for myself, all right? So you're going to sit there and tell me that I'm a Jew with my money and that, I'm too Jew to pay for singing lessons. Did I not just say I was going to hire him for singing lessons? Thomas had enough, and again, that was another separation from their friendship in which Eric came crawling back again. I'm going to tell you right now, man, this on and off happened about maybe 4 times. The first time it was the, Thomas, you're completely self-righteous. It drives everyone bonkers. That was the first time. The second time was the whole situation with the police and stuff. I believe this was the third time that they stopped being friends for a little while. There was a fourth. I'll explain that fourth in the next video. But for now, that's all the time I have. So stay tuned where I explain to you, theoretically, how Eric may have actually felt about his friend Nathan's death. And how, theoretically, his parents probably had enough of the monster that they had created. And when he met a girl online, only knew her for like a couple of months, and was already talking about moving in with her, and how his parents were like, oh, yeah, good idea. Good. Great. Go for it. Go for it, son. Go get him. Anything just to get him out of their house. Stay tuned for that. Before I go, I just want to say, Eric's parents, shame on you, because you are the ones who created this monster. And now you're the ones who are complaining about the monster that he had become living in your house. Shame on you for setting him up for the disaster that I will explain in the next video. The disaster that he got himself into. Shame on you. You know, everyone knows, it is common sense. You get to know somebody for longer than a year. You have to get to know them. I mean, really know them before you make such a big decision to move in with them, marry them. You know this. So shame on you, mom and dad. Shame on you. So remember, parents, do not raise your children like Eric's parents raised him, because it really, really messed with him. Now, I'm not 100% pitying Eric because of the way his parents raised him, because he is fully responsible for the choices that he made. But they are fully responsible for the monster that he had become. All right, that's all the time I have. I hope everyone has a great day, because it would suck if you didn't. God bless.